Understand what I'm about to tell you, your life will never be the same again. If you complete this video to the end, your life will change now. Did you know that as we get older, a big chunk of deaths comes down to just a few main causes? A lot of folks think that passing away in old age is just natural, but the truth is, most of these deaths are tied to risks that could have been avoided, risks we often don't pay attention to until it's too late. The tricky part is, by the time most people realize what's going on, their health has already taken a hit, and their options become pretty limited. But here's the thing, if you understand these risks now, you can take steps to protect yourself and even add years to your life in ways you might not have imagined. In this video, we're going to break down the 7 biggest causes of death after a certain age, the ones responsible for nearly all fatalities in this group. Some might seem obvious, while others could surprise you. But one thing's for sure, knowing about them is the first step to preventing them. These aren't just numbers, they're about real lives, real families, and real choices that can mean the difference between struggling with health issues or living a long, fulfilling life. Stick around till the end because these 7 causes aren't set in stone. In fact, with some small but meaningful changes, many people have slashed their risks, stayed independent longer, and added years, sometimes even decades, to their lives. The choices you make today could shape how strong, active, and independent you are in the years to come. Let's dive in. Number 1, heart disease. Heart disease is still the #1 killer for people over a certain age, and yet many don't realize how much control they actually have over it. Your heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it stays strong with the right care or weakens from neglect. The problem is, you don't always feel the warning signs until the damage is done. A lot of people chalk up feeling tired, slowing down, or getting winded easily to just getting older, but these could actually be signs that your heart isn't as strong as it used to be, and that's something you should pay attention to. One of the biggest contributors to heart disease is high blood pressure. Over time, it strains your arteries, forcing your heart to work harder than it should. The scary part? You don't feel it. There's no pain, no obvious symptoms, nothing to warn you until a heart attack or stroke happens. That's why so many people end up in the hospital out of the blue, wondering how they got there when they felt fine just days before. Another big factor is diet. Years of processed foods, too much salt, and unhealthy fats slowly clog your arteries and reduce blood flow. But here's something most people miss. It's not just about avoiding bad foods, it's also about eating the right ones. Your heart needs the right fuel to stay strong, and if your meals lack heart-healthy nutrients, the damage happens faster than you think. And then there's inactivity. Your heart isn't meant to sit still all day. When you stop moving, your circulation slows, your muscles weaken, and your heart doesn't get the exercise it needs to stay strong. You don't have to run marathons, just staying active in whatever way works for you, whether it's walking, stretching, or even chair exercises, can keep your heart pumping efficiently and dramatically lower your risk of heart disease. The biggest mistake people make is thinking heart disease is just fate. They hear about family members who had heart attacks or assume it's just part of aging. But the truth is, small, consistent choices add up. What you eat, how you move, and how you manage stress all play a role in whether your heart stays strong or starts to fail. If there's one thing to take away, it's this: you have more power over your heart health than you think. The choices you make today can determine how strong your heart stays in the years ahead, and the best time to start protecting it is right now. Number 2, falls and injuries. One of the most dangerous and often overlooked risks as we age isn't a disease, it's a fall. It happens in an instant. One misstep, a moment of dizziness, or a slippery floor, and suddenly everything changes. A broken hip, a head injury, or even a seemingly minor bruise can spiral into something life-threatening. And the real danger? Most people don't realize how vulnerable they are until it's too late. Here's something shocking: falls are one of the top causes of injury-related deaths in older adults. They lead to millions of ER visits every year, and for many, a single fall can start a decline they never fully recover from. A hip fracture can mean months in bed, loss of independence, and a higher risk of infections and complications. But despite how common this is, most people don't take fall prevention seriously until they or someone they love has a fall. The problem is, as we age, our balance, muscle strength, and reaction times slowly decline. But because it happens so gradually, we don't always notice. You might feel fine walking around your house, but then one day you reach for something, lose your balance, and gravity takes over. The body just doesn't bounce back like it used to, and what used to be a minor stumble can now lead to serious injuries. And here's something that makes it worse. Fear of falling can actually lead to more falls. After a close call, many older adults start avoiding movement altogether. They stop walking, avoid stairs, and limit their activity out of fear. But the less you move, the weaker your muscles get, and the weaker your muscles, the more likely you are to fall. It's a vicious cycle that can rob you of your independence. But here's the good news: falls aren't inevitable. There are simple but powerful ways to reduce your risk. Strengthening your legs and core, improving your balance, and making small changes at home like better lighting, slip-proof rugs, and sturdy handrails can make a huge difference. Another thing to watch out for: medication side effects. Many prescriptions can cause dizziness, drowsiness, or changes in blood pressure that make falls more likely. If you've ever stood up too quickly and felt lightheaded, that's your body warning you something needs to be adjusted. Talking to your doctor about your medications and being mindful of how they affect your balance can literally save your life. Falling isn't just about tripping over something. It's about staying strong, steady, and aware of the little things that can make a big difference. Because after a certain age, a single fall can change everything, and taking the right steps today could mean years of staying mobile, independent, and living a higher quality of life. Number 3, kidney disease. Your kidneys are your body's filtration system, and they need care too. Stay hydrated, but not overly so. Avoid excessive use of painkillers, which can damage kidneys over time. Manage conditions like high blood pressure and diabetes, as they can strain your kidneys. And of course, eat a balanced diet. Your kidneys will thank you. But let's go deeper. Kidneys are more than just organs. They're a symbol of purification. They remind us to let go of what no longer serves us, to cleanse ourselves of toxins, both physical and emotional. So what are you holding on to? What do you need to let go of? And let's talk about hydration. Water is life. It's essential for every function in your body. But are you drinking enough? And are you drinking the right kind of water? Invest in a good filter, carry a water bottle with you, and make hydration a priority. Finally, let's address painkillers. They're a quick fix, but they come with a cost. If you're relying on them too much, it's a sign that something is out of balance. Address the root cause, not just the symptom. Your kidneys and your body will thank you. Number 4, stroke. A stroke happens suddenly, without warning, and in an instant, life can change forever. It's one of the leading causes of death after a certain age, yet many people don't realize how many early warning signs and risk factors are within their control. The problem is, a stroke doesn't always give you a second chance. Once it happens, the damage is often permanent. But here's what most people don't know. Up to a significant percentage of strokes can be prevented. That means the choices you make today could determine whether you stay independent or suffer a life-altering event. A stroke occurs when blood flow to the brain is suddenly blocked or a blood vessel bursts. When this happens, brain cells begin to die within minutes. The longer the brain is without oxygen, the greater the damage. Some strokes are small, causing only temporary confusion or slight weakness, but others leave people paralyzed, unable to speak, or completely dependent on others. And in far too many cases, a stroke is fatal. One of the biggest risk factors is high blood pressure. Over time, too much pressure on the arteries weakens them, making them more likely to rupture or become blocked. And just like with heart disease, high blood pressure often has no symptoms. That's why so many people walk around completely unaware they're at risk until a stroke suddenly happens. Another major cause? Irregular heart rhythms like atrial fibrillation, AFib. Many older adults experience this without realizing it, and when the heart beats irregularly, blood can pool and form clots. If one of those clots travels to the brain, it can cause a stroke in an instant. The good news? A simple medical checkup can detect these issues early, and treatment can lower your risk dramatically. And then there's diet and lifestyle. Eating too many processed foods, excessive salt, and unhealthy fats increases the likelihood of strokes, while a lack of movement allows blood to thicken and circulation to slow. The best way to reduce your risk is by staying active, eating nutrient-rich foods, and maintaining healthy blood pressure. Small changes like adding leafy greens, cutting back on sodium, and drinking more water can make a huge difference. One thing that often gets overlooked: mini strokes or TIAs, transient ischemic attacks. These are temporary blockages that cause symptoms like slurred speech, blurred vision, or confusion. Even if it goes away, don't ignore it. Seeking medical attention immediately could mean the difference between preventing a stroke and suffering its devastating consequences. The most important thing to remember: you have the power to reduce your stroke risk. Checking your blood pressure regularly, maintaining a heart-healthy diet, staying active, and recognizing the early warning signs can help you stay independent and avoid the life-altering effects of a stroke. The earlier you take action, the better your chances of protecting yourself. Number 5. Cognitive decline and related complications. One of the most heartbreaking parts of aging is the slow loss of memory, reasoning, and independence. Cognitive decline doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in slowly with small changes that are easy to dismiss at first. But as the years go by, those small lapses turn into something more serious. The ability to manage daily tasks, recognize familiar faces, or make sound decisions begins to fade, and for many, it's not just an inconvenience, it becomes life-threatening. Dementia and Alzheimer's disease don't just affect the mind, they put the entire body at risk. As cognitive function declines, so does the ability to take care of one's own health. Simple things like remembering to take medications, eating balanced meals, or recognizing symptoms of an illness become harder. Many older adults with dementia forget to drink enough water, leading to dangerous dehydration. Others may eat too little or too much, causing nutritional deficiencies or weight gain that increases their risk of other serious conditions. But one of the biggest dangers? Accidents. Forgetting to turn off the stove, leaving the door unlocked at night, or wandering outside in unsafe conditions, these are all risks that become deadly as cognitive decline progresses. And for many older adults, this leads to a tragic reality: losing their independence. They may no longer be able to live alone safely, and without proper care, their health declines even faster. The scariest part? Many people don't realize they're experiencing cognitive decline until it's already advanced. Early signs like forgetting names, struggling to follow conversations, or misplacing important items are often brushed off as just getting older. But in reality, these small warning signs are your brain's way of telling you something is changing. The sooner you take action, the better your chances of slowing the progression and keeping a sharp, healthy mind for years to come. One of the best ways to protect your brain: staying mentally active. Just like your muscles, your brain needs exercise to stay strong. Reading, learning new skills, doing puzzles, or even having deep conversations keeps your brain engaged and reduces the risk of cognitive decline. And here's something many people overlook: physical exercise is just as important for brain health as mental activity. Movement increases blood flow to the brain, which helps protect memory and cognitive function. Another key factor: social interaction. Isolation and loneliness speed up mental decline dramatically. Having regular conversations, meeting with friends, and staying engaged with a community can literally help keep your brain sharper longer. The more you challenge your mind with new experiences and meaningful interactions, the more resilient it becomes. And of course, diet plays a major role. What you eat directly affects brain health. Omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins found in foods like leafy greens, berries, and nuts help protect against cognitive decline. On the other hand, too much processed food, sugar, and unhealthy fats contribute to inflammation in the brain, increasing the risk of dementia. A healthy brain starts with a healthy body, and the choices you make today can shape how well you think and function in the years ahead. Losing cognitive function isn't an inevitable part of aging. By taking the right steps now, keeping your mind and body active, staying socially engaged, and making smart dietary choices, you can significantly reduce your risk. Your brain is just like any other part of your body. The more you take care of it, the stronger it stays. Number 6. Respiratory diseases. Breathing is something we take for granted until it becomes a struggle. As we age, our lungs don't work as well as they used to, and even minor respiratory issues can turn serious fast. What starts as a simple cough or shortness of breath can lead to chronic conditions, infections, and even hospitalization. After a certain age, respiratory diseases become one of the leading causes of death, not because they're unavoidable, but because they're often ignored until it's too late. One of the biggest dangers is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease (COPD), which includes emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Over time, the airways get inflamed, making it harder and harder to breathe. Many older adults brush off symptoms like frequent coughing, wheezing, or feeling out of breath, thinking it's just part of aging. But in reality, these are warning signs that your lungs need help. And then there's pneumonia. It might seem like just another infection, but for older adults, pneumonia is far more dangerous. What starts as a cold or mild chest congestion can quickly turn into a life-threatening condition because the body's ability to fight off infections weakens with age. Many hospitalizations in older adults are caused by pneumonia, and in too many cases, it leads to a rapid decline in health that some never recover from. Another big risk? Poor air quality. Over the years, exposure to dust, pollution, and secondhand smoke takes a toll on your lungs. Even inside your home, things like mold, pet dander, and indoor pollutants can make breathing problems worse without you even realizing it. And if you already have conditions like asthma or COPD, these irritants can make symptoms even worse. Making small changes like improving indoor air quality, using air purifiers, or avoiding smoke can make a big difference. One of the simplest but most effective ways to keep your lungs strong is to stay active. Many people don't realize that your lungs, like any other part of your body, need exercise to function well. When you move, your lungs expand fully, which keeps them healthy and clears out mucus. But when you sit for long periods, your lungs aren't working as hard, making you more vulnerable to infections and weaken lung function over time. Even light activities like walking or stretching can keep your lungs stronger for longer. Another key factor? Vaccinations. Many older adults underestimate the importance of vaccines for pneumonia, flu, and other respiratory illnesses, but these simple steps can dramatically reduce the risk of severe infections. It's not just about avoiding a bad cold, it's about preventing complications that could land you in the hospital or worse. Staying up to date on vaccines can mean the difference between a mild illness and a serious health crisis. Breathing should never feel like a struggle, but for many older adults, it does not because it has to, but because they don't take action early enough. Your lungs are with you every second of your life, working to keep you alive. Taking care of them, strengthening them, and protecting them from infection is one of the most powerful things you can do to extend your health and independence. Number 7, pneumonia. As we age, our immune system weakens, making us more susceptible to infections like pneumonia and the flu. The best defense? Vaccination. Get your flu shot every year and ask your doctor about the pneumonia vaccine. Practice good hygiene, and if you do get sick, don't wait to seek treatment. But let's go deeper. Your immune system is more than just a defense mechanism. It's a reflection of your overall health. When your immune system is strong, you're strong. So how do you build that strength? Start with the basics: sleep, nutrition, and exercise. And let's talk about vaccines. They're one of the greatest medical advancements of our time, yet many people are hesitant to get them. Don't let fear or misinformation hold you back. Protect yourself. Protect your loved ones. Finally, let's address hygiene. It's not just about washing your hands, it's about creating a clean, healthy environment for yourself. Keep your home clean, avoid close contact with sick people, and take care of yourself. Your immune system will thank you. Final thoughts. As we wrap this up, take a moment to think about everything we've covered: heart disease, falls, respiratory issues, stroke, and cognitive decline. These 7 causes are responsible for nearly all deaths after a certain age. But here's the important thing to remember: they're not inevitable. Most people don't realize how much control they actually have over their own health, and by the time they do, it's often too late. The truth is, small, consistent choices starting today can add years of strength, clarity, and independence to your life. No one wants to think about aging, but ignoring these risks doesn't make them go away. The good news is that awareness gives you power. Knowing the signs, taking preventive steps, and making your health a priority means you don't have to live in fear of what's ahead. Instead of focusing on limitations, you can focus on longevity, strength, and enjoying life to the fullest. Now, think about your own daily habits. Are there areas where you could make small improvements? Maybe it's eating healthier, moving more, getting regular checkups, or staying socially and mentally active. Whatever it is, remember this: you don't have to change everything at once. Even one small step in the right direction can set you on a path toward better health and a longer, fuller life. At this stage in life, your well-being is your greatest asset. The more you protect it, the more you can enjoy time with loved ones, maintain your independence, and live without fear of preventable health issues. Every day is an opportunity to take care of yourself, and the choices you make today can determine how strong and capable you remain in the years ahead. Thanks for joining me today. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts mean a lot, so don't hesitate to share them. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps me keep creating content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.